Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. So, yes, I have another haul. I know. Guys, next three videos are going to be hauls because I do have some PR, and then, because I have the buying worm and then it wiggles in the wrong places, and then I feel like buying more perfumes. And one of my my subby friends, she suggested one perfume that I really, really wanted, and she told me a good close inspiration for it, and I bought that. But I bought it on Prime Day sale, so I can sort of feel good that I'd not like overspend. But I'm gonna start with the first one, which is from Lattafa, and this was also something I bought, and I spent a lot of money on it because this was like one of those fancy thingies that, oh, let me not just talk about, let me just show you. So this is the Afeef. Okay, can you see how big the box is? Yeah. Okay, now it opens up like that, and I'm gonna try and not drop the bottle because it's ginormous. So the theme of this thing is peacocks, clearly. That's the bottle. Okay, that's the bottle. Okay, let me just show it to you. That's my face. That's the bottle. This is gonna take space in this cabinet for two perfumes, not one, two, because clearly this one has wings. Now I know a lot of people will love this bottle. Personally, I do not at all. Compared to the not teriyaki, the Seher. Seher's cap was very heavy. It was metal. This is all plastic. So Afeef is a fruity floral, a type of fruity floral that I am not particularly fond of. Now some people will love this perfume, some people will not. To me, this is a very, very generic perfume. So when I saw this packaging, I actually assumed it's going to be a very, maybe my expectation was wrong, right? But what I expected was definitely a floral, because it's a whole garden theme and peacocks and everything. You immediately think of flora. But I thought this would be much deeper. It would be more like floral oriented versus fruity floral. I know that was my perception, my bad. When I went into it, I had an imagination in my head, like a picture in my head, and this did not turn out to be that way. Now, I have had this since the weekend. The first time I tried it, I was absolutely disappointed. Like initially when I tried it, I was like, this smells like so many other perfumes, and I was trying to put my finger on it. I'm like, I've smelled this recently somewhere, but I was like getting confused. I'm like, which floral is it? Because you know those very, very generic florals from designer houses? The top notes are peach, pink pepper and bergamot, middle notes of tuberose, orange blossom and jasmine, and the base notes of sandalwood, praline, amber and patchouli. If you've tried this, please tell me what this smells like, because no matter how hard I'm trying, I'm not being able to pinpoint the perfume that it smells like. And initially I was like, does it smell like Fragile? And I was like, no, because if it smelled even remotely like Fragile by Jean-Paul Gaultier, I would be in love with it, right? It's just a very peachy floral. Like there's nothing much to it. It's orange blossom, jasmine, peach. But it has like slightly thicker notes in the base, I must say that. That's the difference between this perfume and whichever perfume I'm thinking. It does have that amber and praline, so it has this resinous praline in the base that's giving it a little bit of depth, and I'm hoping that this gets thicker and thicker. But the thing is that it has this perfumey sweetness of fruity florals that smells very 2000s to me. Think of Afeef as an ambroxan overload with peach notes, which is the peach that you get in juices and stuff, that kind of peach. And then you have realistic orange blossom orange blossom and jasmine. That's what it smells like. And then in the base you have your praline and little bit of patchouli, like little tiny little bit of earthiness, but it's a perfumey perfume. The saving grace for this perfume is that I know this is very, very generic, and no one will hate it. It's not like it's a bad perfume. It's a nice perfume, but did I have to pay $55 for it? That's what's like bothering me. It smells like something that would be very generic, like one of those random brands would make it and it would smell like this. It's just a nice, pretty perfume. That's it. It's not a bad perfume, guys. Please don't get me wrong. Plus, I'm a little biased because I am not very appreciative of peach perfumes, whether it's bitter peach or juicy peach or dry peach, powdery peach. No, I just don't like peach. This is very much the peach that you get in fruit juices and stuff. Now you'll tell me like, Simeen, $55 is actually not a premium price. I know it's not a premium price, but it's just with all these so many Middle Eastern perfumes, like coming up with perfumes after perfumes after perfumes, did we really need this? I feel like I paid for the bottle and not for the juice. That's how I feel like with this perfume. So I'm gonna give Afeef a 7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad perfume. Please don't get me wrong. You can try it. If you have tried it already, let me know what you think about it, because to me it's just too generic to be loved. It's just a very old kind of perfume that I've smelled a million times. Anyways, it is super feminine, spring, summer. Projection is like 1 to 2 feet. Longevity, unfortunately, 6 to 7 hours right now. The celebrity, I would probably give this to Hilary Duff or somebody, you know, which is like one of those soap opera stars during that era. And the color perception for this is definitely peach. It smells like a peach perfume. And the temperature for this is neutral. Now next is a perfume which I randomly bought. And I'm so thankful to Effie Germany. She's also a reviewer, and she's she regularly comments on my channel, and I really appreciate that. If you're listening, I'm so thankful for you suggesting this perfume. And I had told you, the moment you told me it is close, I went ahead and I purchased it, and I told you I'll review it soon. This is called Passion D Night. What does this remind you of? So yes, I've been on a lookout for Midnight Poison dupe. Midnight Poison was a perfume I could not afford back in the days, and now when I can afford it, it's discontinued, as good perfumes do, you know, Dior. Anyways, so I've been on a lookout. I've bought so many perfumes thinking it'll smell like that. I know Dua Perfumes has like a venom something, passion venom, or venom of passion, something like that. And that's supposed to be a very close dupe for it. But I don't have access to Dua Perfumes. So I bought this one. This is from Fragrance World. The name is not written on the bottle. The bottle is so pretty. Okay, camera decided not to focus. Camera is being weird. Bro. Okay, so it doesn't want to do it. So this is the bottle. It's very beautiful. It has that midnight poison vibe. It's just that it's not like circular or oval or whatever that was. But the bottle, the juice, this is the closest you'll get to Midnight Poison. So if you used to like Midnight Poison and then discontinued it, or if you were like me, you couldn't afford it and now you can, but you can't get your hands on it. It's available on eBay and stuff like that, but so pricey. Oh my goodness, takes me back. I would say this is like 92% alike, or maybe even more, actually like 94% alike. Now when you spray it on a strip or on your clothes, it smells a little different. When you spray it on your skin, it smells very different. So you need to spray it on both. I prefer wearing this like on both my skin and my, because when you spray it on the clothes, it smells like earthy rain with rose. It literally gives you this image where there's a single red rose. It's nighttime and it's blooming in wet earth, and it's heavily, it just like finished raining and it's still like drizzling, and there are thick clouds and the air is saturated with water, the soil is saturated with water, and that beautiful earthy smell along with that rose, that's the smell. When you spray it on your skin, the rose just comes out more. So try it on both and then tell me. And by the way, I got this only for $35, and I can't help it. Like, look at how much I've used up. I think, okay, you can't, it's not focusing for some reason. So the top notes for this are bergamot and mandarin orange, middle notes of rose, and the base notes of patchouli, amber, and vanilla. The opening is very fresh, but you cannot identify like bergamot and mandarin orange separately. So it doesn't come in like citrusy vibes. It comes in like a freshness, which I really like. There are hidden notes in it, which I'm assuming, or to my nose, it's perceived as nutmeg and black pepper. But it's there in a very minuscule quantity. So don't get afraid when I say nutmeg, because I know a lot of people feel a gag reflex to nutmeg. It's very minuscule. The black pepper is a little bit more. But this is just my perception. I feel there's some kind of spiciness to it, but it's like way at the back. It's a very dark, mysterious, sexy perfume. It's also very like fairy tale-like, but in this fairy tale, this is the villain. Like, this is definitely the villain of the story. I didn't even have to think too hard, because the ambassador for Midnight Poison was Eva Green. And you just need to see, just Google the ad, just write ad for Midnight Poison and just see the imagery. like witching hour, her dressed up in this blue cloak, blue dress or blue cloak, I don't know, in my head it's a cloak for some reason, but like she's wearing this dark blue, midnight blue cloak, and it's like all starry sky, and she's like all like, you know, so she's going all like Stevie Nicks on us, you know, but like gorgeous, like gorgeous perfume. If you like Midnight Poison, or if you like dark gothic perfumes but you want it to be a little lighter, you don't want it to be heavy in the air, go for this one. Although it's a rosy perfume, the rose is not so dominant that you are like, you have to love rose perfumes to love this perfume. It's not one of those, right? I think it's unisex, but for me, like a female should wear this. Is like such a vixen perfume. So this is nighttime in any weather. There's no Middle Eastern vibe. Projection, 2 feet, longevity, I would say is like 6 to 7 hours. As a matter of fact, I think it's 6 hours because I remember I used up so much of it because I was spraying it again and again. My rating for this was a 10 out of 10. Guys, if you can try it in a local shop, please do try it. I have no idea why they discontinued this perfume. I mean, Midnight Poison, not this one. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I have a feeling that maybe Dior might. I mean, if you go in Fragrantica and check the reviews on Midnight Poison, you'll see how many people are like, bring it back, but they're just like ignoring us all. The color perception, of course, is midnight blue. You know, it's very much like, and the temperature for this is cold. Next, I have 2 perfumes for you. It's from a brand new brand, It's from a brand that I've never tried before. It's called Maison de Lavigne. I off late started seeing this online, this brand online, because I know they're available on Amazon. And they have their own website, of course, and they're selling more in the US. It is made in the UAE, but it's sold more like abroad, because in UAE, I know the presence is not that strong as of now. But I do know that although they've been in the market for some time, they've started actively marketing and everything now. Now they have like a limited collection. They had not mass-produced perfumes, so they have like a very limited collection. They call all their perfumes unisex, but I do feel like it does lean one way or the other. But for people like who live in the Middle East, there's a very fine line between male and female. You know, most of the things we feel is like unisex, let's use it, you know. Guys, I'm just talking a little bit about the brand so you can kind of get like an introduction when I introduce a new brand. Now with Maison de Lavigne, what they do is they use natural oils and essential oils and things like the aroma oils, and they try to keep it as natural as possible. So I'm going to try the first one. It's called Aurora Opulence. So they've sent me 4. I'm going to try 2 today and 2 in a later date. Today I'm going to do the Aurora Opulence and Oud Opulence. First of all, I think the packaging is like brilliant, and all the boxes open slightly differently, which I really like. So this one opens like this, and that's the bottle. The casing is very, very hard, and the bottles like came in like very, very nicely secured, and they're minimalistic bottles, and I really like that. I'm sorry guys, my camera has lost its mind. I don't know why it's not being able to focus today. Or is it and I'm being blind, you know? It is definitely like an original creation, and I'll tell you why, I'll explain to you why. While it does like have something about it that smells like the same vibe as Hibiscus Mahajat, this is a lot sweeter, but then that pink pepper in this is extremely prominent. Like it's so prominent. Now imagine Hibiscus Mahajat without the mint note, without the watery notes. Some flowers, their petals are very, very thick. They're fat petals. And when you touch it, it's very velvety. So the top notes are peach, bergamot, mandarin, saffron, pepper, orange and lemon. Middle notes of rose, jasmine, mimosa, beeswax, geranium and Lycia cubiba. And the base notes of woody notes, Virginia, cedar, patchouli, vanilla, oak moss, musk and benzoin. I love the name, by the way, because Aurora, it kind of like feels like a purple Aurora Borealis, you know, like that movement, that smoothness, the magical nature, because this perfume does feel a little magical. Now it's difficult to describe this perfume, just like it was super difficult for me to describe Ibisco Nirvana by PC and Khadlaj's Lee Empress Royal. They were similar to the Hibiscus Mahajat. This is also in the same DNA, but it's very like, because it doesn't have that leather note, it doesn't have that mint note, it doesn't have that watery note. I can tell you that the perfume is linear but very, very complex, and that's why I'm finding it so difficult to describe it. What I can tell you, like the prominent notes are definitely florals, but they all are mixed together. Although rose is here, geranium is here, like you would feel like this would smell strongly of rose and geranium, but they're getting all mixed up and it's not smelling exactly like rose and geranium. That's why I'm telling you it's very perfumey. Although there's peach in this, which I normally can distinguish very quickly because that's not a note I'm very fond of. But in this, surprisingly, it's like the peach, bergamot, what else is there? Lemon, orange, everything is there. Saffron, pepper. Like I can tell you, it's all coming together in a very nice rounded fashion. Once it starts moving towards the base notes, it does get a little sweeter because it has benzoin, vanilla, your musk. All these are adding a little bit more thickness somehow. It's already a very thick perfume, so be mindful that you can only wear this during fall winter. It's less heady than Hibiscus Mahajat, but it is definitely heady. You cannot wear this in spring summer. If you really smell like hard, like deep, and like put it to your nose and take a long deep breath, you can identify the rose and geranium sort of along with the jasmine. But those are the only notes, along with vanilla, of course. The vanilla, you can smell it. You can smell the earthiness as well, but it's not like, oh, I can smell oak moss or patchouli or one of these notes. It's like just smelling like a woody, earthy smell. The more it starts settling down, it gets more wearable. Like you feel like now I can pull this off in spring, summer as well. But I know when you initially spray this, it takes a good 30 minutes for the perfume to calm down to that level, right? The perfume will settle down to a beautiful floral with slightly fruity nuances, with your little earthiness, little woodiness, with some sweetness, but it's very, very pleasant to wear. For everybody who thought Hibiscus Mahajat was a little overwhelming, this is not. Once you wear this, yes, initially you'll feel like, whoa, what did I do? But like let it calm down and it'll become like a very pleasant smell. Now that's the thing, it projects like maybe 1 to 2 feet. The longevity is 7 to 8 hours, but it'll be like this. It'll be like very settled down on your skin or your clothes, and you can smell whiffs of it like the whole day. This is like a super feminine fragrance. I would prefer wearing this only in fall and winter, or maybe during nighttime in spring, summer. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in this, and the rating I want to give this is a 9 out of 10. When I received this package, I just felt like positive. I don't know why. Like I just felt like I'm going to like these perfumes. And it helps when you go into testing perfumes and with an open mind, right? The celebrity that came to mind was Lana Del Rey. Like, I don't know, her voice, her smoothness, her everything, her demeanor, you know, it's like, this is definitely zodiac sign Cancer, for sure. I know I'm a Cancerian, maybe that's why I'm saying it, but it's just very, very calm, very nurturing. It's like, it just has a very different kind of relaxed, calm vibe. The color perception for this is like a faded purple, although I know that the purple in this is like the Aurora purple, literally. But in my head, it's like a faded purple. The temperature for this is neutral. It's not cold, it's not warm, it just feels right. Oh, by the way, the prices, it's very weird because I am trying to like figure out the price, because they're available on Joma Shop, they're available on Amazon, they're available on their own website. There's so many websites selling them, but they all have very, very different prices. So I've put the price as $50 to be very like, don't take it seriously. Like it's even available for $40 on some pages, you know. So I just don't know what price to put. So I'm just going to put it as $50 because I think that's the price on their website. Now the next one from them is Oud Opulence. Kind of looks like the Great Gatsby kind of thingy. And that's how it opens. Now this one is a masculine fragrance. And I think this is the only one that smells masculine from all the perfumes they've sent me. Guys, there's so many perfumes on my table, I'm kind of confused, you know. Like tonight, I need to sort this out before I continue. Oud Opulence. I know there's so many perfumes coming to mind, right? First of all, the bottle, all their bottles are so minimalistic and so beautiful, and they feel so nice in the hand because they're heavy. This is an oud perfume, but it's probably the freshest oud perfume I've ever put my nose on. Oud perfume, okay? It is an oud perfume. So anybody who will be like freshy and go for it, no. This smells to me like Oud for Greatness mixed with, I don't know, like light blue, DNG light blue for men. I don't know, like it's a mixture of like very, very fresh citrus perfume mixed with a very, very traditional Middle Eastern perfume. And like the oud perfume that came to my mind immediately was Oud for Glory, Oud for Greatness, your Shagaf Oud Royal, you know, it's in that category. But it has a very prominent twist of citrus and saffron together. Like I know in Oud for Glory, Oud for Greatness, you have saffron in the notes as well. But in this, that bergamot and saffron is so pronounced because that's what's adding that freshness to it. And somehow, I'm telling you, all their perfumes, they start off very, very like in your face. But then once it starts like drying down within 20 minutes, it just becomes a very, very beautiful, wearable perfume. This is a woody oriental. They're all listed on Fragrantica, but they're not rated. The top notes are saffron, bergamot, caramel, nutmeg, and Bulgarian rose. Middle notes of patchouli, cedarwood, geranium, leather, oud, and frankincense. And the base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, vetiver, amber, musk, moss, copaiba, balm, and peribalsam. In short, it's definitely a rose geranium perfume. It's a traditional mukhallat, we call it. Mukhallat is a blend, and I think I've told you this before. The original traditional mukhallat will have saffron, oud, rose, amber, musk. And then they add things to it, like vetiver with some citruses, or they'll add like different kind of florals to it. And then they create different Arabic perfumes or Middle Eastern perfumes from this mukhallat, you know. And of course in that mukhallat also the quantity of the ingredients, they vary. And that's what's a mukhallat. Or sometimes you'll hear the word khaltat, which is like blends, you know. So that's the plural. By the way, that's why Arabic is difficult to learn. So mukhallat is like singular and the khaltat is like plural. So two different, it's not mukhallats, you know. So this one clearly has like a lot of twist to it, right? So you have your original mukhallat, and then you have your spices, you have additional florals, you have resins, you have balsams, you have sweet notes, sandalwood, like so many things. Like it's like a mixture of everything, like earthy notes, woody notes, resins, balsams, your florals, your little freshness as well. So I do feel like the base of it is like oud for greatness, but then it just has like very beautiful fresh notes. And also it's earthy and woody and everything. So like it's everything together. I feel like filled in the missing gaps. It's the same with this one. Actually, that's the right thing to say. So even the Aurora Opulence, I feel like they took a perfume and they were like, we're going to perfect this one. This is going to be our vision, our version, you know. And the same thing with Oud Opulence. I feel like they just created a perfume that's more wearable by everybody. Now, while this is masculine, I do feel I can wear this. I'm so sorry. I know. Look, everybody who likes Middle Eastern perfumes, like traditional ones, they can wear this, right? But if you think of it in terms of definitions and like being very precise, this is a masculine fragrance. It's very heavy on the Middle Eastern notes. The projection is like 3 to 4 feet, longevity 8+ hours. This one is a beast projector. In UAE, we'll wear it in all weather. But ideally, you should wear this in fall winter. I'm going to give this a massive 10 out of 10. Like this one, it blew my mind. I could not think of any celebrity. I just thought like this would be like an imaginary, very hot Middle Eastern prince, you know. Like I cannot think of a celebrity per se. I need to like, I'll leave it to your imagination. And although like oud, when you say, you assume it would be like this, like amber to black kind of color. For me, this was a very Prussian blue. And the temperature for this, again, it's like, you know, it's playing mind tricks. You would think this is warm because of the oud, leather and all those notes. But for me, this is like a cool, not cold, cool perfume. Now, last but not the least is another perfume that was sent to me by French Avenue. And I'm so late to the party. I think everybody reviewed this perfume like a year ago. This is Luscious by, from their, okay. This is just Luscious. I thought it was a collection. But you know this is a collection, right? It's meringue and then you have your Sweet Paradise, I think, and then there's Luscious. Beautiful packaging. Very well done. And I love these not so gaudy bottles. I like the fact that it's minimalistic, conveys the message that it's going to smell like pistachio, you know. The name is not deceptive, Luscious, and it smells very luscious. Now, spoiler, it does not smell like yum pistachio. It does not smell like khair pistachio. It smells like Johanna by Khadlaj. It's the same. If I had to compare the two, that's the oil version, this is the spray version. This is the pistachio fragrance I wanted. I wanted it to smell edible. I did not want that horrible heavy aromatic. I did not want it to smell soapy or shampooy or anything like that. This one smells like a very pleasant nutty perfume. It's not just the pistachio. Pistachio is like the heaviest, but they have other nuts in this as well. This is called an aromatic gourmand. Yes, there is that aromatic little bit is there, but it's not as heavy as the other perfumes I mentioned. On Fragrantica, this got 4.07. I think it's got 4.07 just because people are just sick and tired of these variations now. It retails for around $60. The top notes are pistachio, cardamom and bergamot. So that aromatic is coming from the cardamom. Then in the middle you have peanut and saffron. So, and in the base you have vanilla, tonka, honey and musk. Think of all these notes. It smells exactly what the notes are. This is, I love this, you know, because everything is so like perfection. The color, the bottle, like Luscious, the name, like it's guiding you, like it's telling you this is what you're gonna smell. It smells a little creamier, it smells a little more nutty, thanks to that combination of pistachio with the peanut as well. It still smells aromatic because of the cardamom, but the cardamom is done very moderately, so it's not going to bother you. The name Luscious is perfect because it's definitely a very rich, very luxurious perfume. And I can only wear this in fall winter in Dubai because Dubai's summers are very unyielding, and if you wear this perfume you're going to probably like faint, and others around you are going to collapse. It's going to be like a domino effect. So don't wear this during like fall winter. The opening is like a very beautiful combination of pistachio with that little hint of cardamom. The bergamot is adding a little freshness, but not like a citrusy vibe, or it's not adding any kind of bitterness or anything. It's just making it slightly fresh, which is what I like. Then comes in the peanut and the saffron, so it becomes a little bit more creamy, but then it becomes cold as well. And in the base you have like the sweet notes of tonka, vanilla, and honey and musk. And all these 4 notes, you can smell them very, very distinctly. Personally, I would have liked it if they skipped the honey, but that's just my preference. All in all, Luscious is a beautiful, slightly aromatic gourmand, which I really, really love, and I'll be wearing this a lot in fall and winter. Do not overspray this perfume. I'm giving you a warning. This is a very, very overwhelming perfume. You need to spray like maximum 2 sprays and let like the whiffs of it carry in the air with you, for others, you know. Don't overspray thinking you need to project and everything, but you do need to take a decant with you. Like it'll last you like 7 to 8 hours, but I do feel like you do need to top up this perfume in between just 1 spray. The projection is around 2 feet, longevity is like 7 hours, let's say. It's definitely very feminine, has no Middle Eastern vibe, unless you think cardamom and pistachio are Middle Eastern thanks to the Dubai chocolate, the viral Dubai chocolate. No, it's not. My rating for this is a 9 out of 10. I really, really do like it. If you remember, I had loved Johanna as well. I love this as well. And if you want to like make this perfume last even longer, use Johanna body oil in your lotion, or wear your lotion first, put the body oil, and then use this on the top, and you're going to be set. The celebrity I thought of was Anne Hathaway. I just feel like this is the way she would smell like very comforting, very like luscious, but at the same time very, very pretty. The color perception is very pistachio. This is like the perfect color they've chosen. And in my head also, this is the color that came to mind. I'm telling you, this perfume, not deceptive at all. It tells you exactly what it is. And the temperature for this is like lukewarm. It's not warm, but it's lukewarm. I hope you liked all the reviews for today. Let me not like scare you too much about the Afeef. I'm going to still let it marinate and mature, and let's see how it like changes, because you know, like some of the newer perfumes which were just released in November, they are changing quite a bit because they are not matured yet. So let's give that some time. Let's give all the perfumes a little bit more time. Even the Passion Day Night, by the way, like I told you, it's not lasting very, very long. Maybe like because I've just opened it, it might start lasting a little longer. I might have a little bit of bad news for you because I might not be able to make the 12 days of Christmas. I didn't tell you about this, but last week I got very, very sick, and I got a little concerned about myself because I've been getting the frequency of my flares for the fibromyalgia is getting more and more. So I just feel like committing to 12 days of Christmas, filming for 12 days, editing those videos. Filming is not an issue, guys. When I'm sitting and talking over here, I feel like I'm talking to you guys and I'm absolutely comfortable with it. But when I have to edit, it really takes a toll on you. It really takes a toll on your neck, your back, no matter how comfortable you are while sitting. I cannot explain to you when you're editing constantly, because even if I'm releasing 2 videos and some shorts here and there, all that needs editing, and you need to like constantly work on it. So it is a lot of work. So I'm not sure. I will still try, but I'm not going to like overly exert myself. I don't think that's the right thing to do, and I don't want to go into the new year being sick. Plus, my nieces are coming in December, and I'm so excited for it. They're going to come towards the end of December, so there's still time. But I'm going to do a lot of filming with them, and I'm so excited because that's going to be your Gen Z versus millennial versions of perfume interpretations. I'm going to finally start my other channel because thanks to my niece, who's also a content creator, thanks to her, I am actually like getting motivated. I'm like, I need to start vlogging, you know. They're going to be simple vlogs, nothing as fancy as this, you know, where I'm actually like spending a lot of money. That's going to be more like just how I live my life, what I do and everything. Let me end the video over there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.